What is up, YouTube? It's Detox, and today I'm bringing you guys some Black Ops 2 Search and Destroy on the map Yemen. This is a 14-1 that I got with the Scorpion Evo with extended clip, grip, and laser. And my perks are Ghost, Toughness, and Dead Silence. And I'm running UAV, Hunter Killer, and Hellstorm Missile. And a quick note about this, I do drop one round. It's we win in 5 due to the fact that I overestimate where an enemy is, and I get too far away from the bomb, and he sneaks past me and gets a defuse. So that's the only round that we drop, and that was my fault. Also, I've kind of learned that if you go into a game of Search and Destroy with 2 or 3 people, you will have a pretty good chance of getting a decent lobby where you can do pretty well in, instead of going in with a full team of 6. This particular gameplay, I had 2 teammates with me that I was running with, and we had gotten into a few pretty good lobbies together, and this is one of the better games that I got. But, not what I want to talk about today. What I do want to talk about is UMG, the tournament that just concluded as I'm recording this at approximately 3 a.m. It was a really intense tournament. I have been keeping up with it all day. My team of choice won. Optic Gaming did place first and won the $10,000 prize. So I want to start off by saying congratulations to NaDeSHoT, Merc, Big Timer, and Scump. They really put me through the ringer and scared the crap out of me on several occasions. I honestly thought that their coffin had been fully nailed and was ready to be sent off, but they held on and they managed to stage a pretty nice comeback, and I was very happy for them. However, there was something that happened right after the final round of the final map of the final series between Optic and Complexity. There was a slight physical altercation. For those of you who don't know, Complexity is made up of ACHES, Fears, and a couple other players who's TP and somebody else who I'm forgetting. However, ACHES is the main one that I remember because he was the one who actually shoved NaDeSHoT directly after the final round, and Optic had actually won, where I guess NaDeSHoT went in for the handshake and ACHES shoved him instead of. I'm not 100% on what happened. That's just what I saw from the live stream was a shove, and that's what Twitter is saying. So that's just my reaction to it, and honestly, I'm just kind of disappointed that they didn't have, and by they I mean ACHES, that ACHES didn't have the professionalism that goes along with being a sponsored competitor in any sport, whether or not that's competitive video games or something more traditional like basketball or something like that. If you're going to be sponsored and a company is going to spend money to have you represent them, you need to be able to act maturely, professionally, and in a way that it's not going to jeopardize the same sponsorship for your teammates. Especially in something like competitive gaming, where a lot of times teams can only get to events due to the fact that they are sponsored. Now, if Complexity does lose their sponsor because of this, that's going to be a real shame for the rest of Complexity, and I would not be surprised if ACHES is actually kicked off the team. However, that will all unfold in later days. Now that we're still kind of in the moment as I'm recording this. I'll probably put this up the morning after. However, it's still kind of sad that we have to. I mean, it was to be expected. It was 1 in the morning when the game finally ended. There had been tons of trash talk on both sides, and honestly, I think at the very end, Optic got a little too in your face with Complexity after pulling off the final W after winning. There was a hard point that Optic won by 6 points with a bunch of lead changes in the last 15 seconds on the final hard point. It was a very close game, and Complexity was the team that actually won Frag Cup 4 this year. And, I mean, obviously Optic is always a powerhouse in every Call of Duty tournament. Back since probably even as far back as Call of Duty 4, Optic has always been very, very good. Now, what I'm going to say, I mean, that's really all that there is to say, is I hope that Fears and TP, and, again, the 4th member of Complexity, whose name I am forgetting, and I'm probably going to remember after I record this commentary, but I just want to get this video up so I have something to say to show that I'm still active on my channel. I do hope that they don't lose their sponsorship, and if they do, that this sponsor does know that it was ACHES who acted alone, and it was not the entire team. Now, however, I'm not, just because I'm ragging so hard on ACHES and Complexity, that does not mean that Optic is completely scot-free in this. They were pretty in your face, just based off what I saw, and a lot of the members of Optic, Scump for sure, I definitely saw that he got a little too, said that he got a little too into it. NaDeSHoT said something as well, but I'm just, now that that's all out of the way, it was a very, very, very exciting tournament. I'm not somebody who watches live streams a lot, but I did have, the reason I sat down and I watched is just because there were a few teams that I had never seen compete before that I was actually anxious to see, one of which was actually Soar's competitive team. Soar Sniping now has a competitive team with Methods, Mosh, Fluff, and somebody else who's, again, I'm always forgetting the fourth person, but Soar's competitive team did very well. They actually placed in the top 6. They actually beat Complexity and sent them to the losers bracket, which was a huge upset. I believe they won 3-1 and were put into the the winners bracket, where they then lost out to, I want to say, oh gosh, they lost to Optic, and then they lost to somebody in the losers bracket. It was still, it was a very good tournament, just in general. And I know I'm just kind of rambling at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this commentary up. This is the final round, as you guys can clearly see here. I do get the final elimination and the defuse, so that's kind of how this gameplay ends. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you like this and you'd like to see more, I am going to be uploading about twice a week now. I've got plenty of gameplay saved up, and I got a lot of cool stuff coming up on this channel that will be coming up once New Year's is kind of out of the way. So, with that being said, my name is Detox, and I'm out.